Welcome back. We're catching up with Tony Newman, girls basketball coach at Durant High School. Coach, welcome back. I hope it was a good holiday break.
Very good.
Very good Christmas present at the beginning of break. New dad.
Yes.
So let's jump into the games. Right now we're sitting at 5-8 overall, 3-5 in the Cedar Valley. Fifth, from my perspective, I guess. West Liberty's right there with you, 3-6. A lot of games. Before Christmas, you had told me, right after break, we're just going to have to play basketball in a way. We have 6 games in 11 days. Tonight's game at Springville ends that run. Finished it up with a 58-31 win Saturday here against Cowee. 2 wins out of the 2 and 3 in those 5 games. But where are you guys at?
We're kind of on that roller coaster right now. First game after break was at Tipton. We thought we had a really good chance to get on the winning streak there and win a lot of the games out of these 6. Tipton came out in a triangle and 2 and really shut down Janie and Sid. Janie hit a free throw for her only point with like about 1:15 left, and then Sid didn't score at all. So their defense really kind of tripped us up out of the gate. Then we rebounded with a really nice win against Wilton. We go to West Branch, we're flat for most of the game, but we come back strong in the 4th quarter. We go to North Cedar, where we've never played well and continue to not play well. And then Saturday night, we were able to get a big win against Cowee. We had every girl in right up. All but one girl was in before half, and then we got Miranda Cox started the second half, so everyone was in within about 2 quarters. So
Now, one thing I noticed in these 5 games, that in the wins, Sydney and Jandy have scored.
Right.
In the losses, either to their defenses they've seen or whatnot, they have not had the production that they have. I'm not blaming them. I'm not laying it on them. It just seems like teams know that you guys stop those 2, you're in good shape. However, with that, against Tipton, you guys proved 30 points from the bench of the 31 points that, maybe that won't be the case coming down the stretch.
yeah, I told the girls after that game I was really proud of 30 points from all but your top 2 scores. That's pretty unheard of for us. I mean, we usually 31, 32 points is where we've ended games, and
Right.
if Sid's been averaging about 18 and Janie about 10, there's another 17 points that we're pushing that 50 threshold all the time. And the girls played well on the rebounds, like you said. When they shut down our top 2 girls, everyone else has to step up, and we did for the most part, with the exception of North Cedar. So
Coming out of Christmas break, how was Christmas break? Did you get any scrimmages in? Did you guys get some practice time? I know at the beginning of break, it was kind of like hunker down, here's the blizzard.
Right. We went on like an 8-day stretch without practice, came back, had 2 practices, and went to North Scott for a scrimmage. Cascade was there, Mediapolis was there, Cedar Rapids Kennedy, Cedar Rapids Washington, North Scott, and Comanche. So we saw really, really good teams, and we did fairly well up there. So that kind of built our confidence. So I was really feeling good going into the Tipton game, but we just shot poorly.
You guys have been road warriors, sort of.
Right.
3 of these 5 games have been on the road. I mean, it's not like it's gone to Bellevue or far away, but I mean, still, there's something to be said about on the road.
Right.
Unfortunately, I mean, it works out. Your losses came on the road, but I mean, the only one that was really out of hand was at North Cedar. West Branch kind of surprised me as far as the final score. When you break it down a little bit, 19 points in the 4th quarter. That hasn't happened here for a long time.
No, we were out of reach for most of the game against West Branch. We just couldn't get a lot of shots to fall and gave up a lot of offensive putbacks, and that's the case for all 5 of those games. But 4th quarter, I think we started down 15, and we kind of talked about, if you're going to make the run, let's go. And we've always played well at West Branch, and we've always finished strong, and our girls really played well. Paige Compton had a tremendous 4th quarter. A couple baskets, couple steals to get us back into it, and we were just down a little too much to come back all the way.
Coming back and also into the North Cedar game, a physical game. These are sort of themes that I think you guys have kind of passed that proverbial test. You guys, slow starters. You got a big quarter under your belt. You guys have a physical game under your belt against North Cedar. You're going to see that down the stretch here, right?
Yeah, we're pretty well prepared in about all the elements, I would think. With North Cedar, it's a little disappointing. This is the first time we've really kind of shut down when it got real physical. There wasn't maybe 10 fouls called, I think, the whole game, and it got pretty chippy, and we had some girls kind of lose their composure towards the end, and it got out of hand. I mean, it was only a 4-point game at half, and I mean, down 4 isn't where we want to be at half, but as poor as we had shot, we were within striking distance, and then they came off on a heck of a run to start the second half, and we just never got it any closer.
You guys have tonight's game at Springville. Then you have 4 days off, I should say. You have that extra day off this week before you play Friday. Wilton on the road. 3 of the next 4 on the road. So it shouldn't be a surprise coming out for play and stuff. The surprise, I guess, might come from schedule kind of picks up.
Right.
A week from tomorrow, on the 22nd, home against Mid-Prairie. That Friday, you go to Regina. It doesn't get any easier from there because those are the teams that we have left, sort of
Right.
say. We've been through the Tipton, the North Cedar, West Liberty, I think, sprinkled in there. Now, February 2nd, I was looking ahead. This has to be kind of a special, kind of fun game.
Yes.
You guys are playing at Bennett. Talk about
Correct.
that a little bit.
We're supposed to play here against Preston. It's one of our last games of the year. But we've been chosen to host wrestling sectionals that day. So rather than travel all the way up to Preston, kind of an old Big East rivalry with Bennett and Preston. Bennett's gym's open. We've been holding grade sharing. We gave the call up to Dave Larson, and they are really excited about this game. So it could be a really fun atmosphere. It'll be the first time I've coached a game in that gym.
Is there a potential down the road maybe to have a game or two there?
We've talked about the possibility of always kind of having a throwback night there and playing one game a year there, and it's really just never come to fruition over the last couple of years, but this is some tradition we'd like to start, and Mr. Larson at Bennett's really gung-ho about that too, so we're gonna try to maybe play one a year there.
From a standpoint of a basketball fan, you gotta be excited about these last 3 weeks here. Some of the top teams in our area are gonna be coming in, or we're gonna go to.
Right.
Mid-Prairie, Regina, Preston's a very good team right now. So, I mean, West Branch comes in later. West Liberty comes in. That's kind of been a nice little game you guys have had. So, I mean, talk about having end of the season meaningful games to play yet.
Right, I mean, we kind of went through this stretch here, and they're our easier teams, if you will, that we just ended with, but down the road, we haven't seen Regina yet, and we're gonna get them twice in the last 2 weeks of the season. We have Mid-Prairie and West Branch in that mix, so 4 of our last 6 games are against the top 3 teams in the league. That's a good way to get prepared going into the postseason. Our wins and losses may not be where we wanted to be right now, but bottom line is our goal is to get out of the first round, so the best way we prepare for that is playing really good competition.
You guys have an opportunity here toward going into that a week from this week, hovering around that 500 level, which would probably be a confidence boost going,
Right.
and even more so than these last 5 games here.
Right. If we can pull one out tonight at Springville, they're playing much better basketball after break. And then Wilton, we go there, get 2 wins there, we'll be at 7 and 8, and that'll really boost our confidence, I think, when we host Mid-Prairie next Tuesday.
Well, that's all this week. We have kind of a shortened schedule with different things, and have a lot of games to cover, and we're going to get back on a regular schedule here this next week. So we have Springville, and go from there with Wilton. I'm sure there'll be a lot of fun stories and different things. It's always a crazy game no matter what. I mean, they're going to be looking for a little redemption from their 67-43 loss. So anyway, we'll catch up with you next week, and we'll be back after that. So thanks for joining us, and until then, we'll see you at the game.